back, and we are beautiful on this beautiful Thursday. What? No. Anyway, it's your boy fella on the car phone, a.k.a. We Some Head Busters. Next to me is Rev Ro, a.k.a. We are not going to hit out. We Some Head Busters. I'll tell you, wasn't it? Good, wasn't it? So I had them ready for that. I had to make sure they prepared, you know what I'm saying? So just know, we some head busters. We're not going to hit out. We some head busters.
Okay. I like that.
But how y'all beautiful people doing today? It's the Straight Talk podcast with fella and Rev.
Yeah.
And we finna talk some basketball like we usually do on a Thursday.
Lamont is tuned in. Lamont was ready
what's
today.
up? What's up, Mal? I ain't even see you up there. Okay.
First one in the class.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
You get a high five, virtual high five.
Damn.
But yeah, let's get the show on the road. We start the podcast as usual with question of the day. And of course, it's a segment of the podcast where I ask my buddy to the left of me a question. I grade him on his answer. He typically gets mad, but you can't really be mad because the grades are completely subjective. And yeah, so y'all definitely can't get mad. I mean, I'm not grading y'all, but if y'all, answered in the chat, I would grade you. You can't get mad at that grade either. But anyway, question of the day for you: who is the MVP if the MVP was named today?
Joel Embiid.
And why is it Steph Curry?
Doesn't Steph Curry have, he's barely 500? The only way you get an MVP with for the majority, losing record is to average a triple-double for the first time in 50 years and carry a team that was supposed to be a lottery team to an 8th seed. If you're not doing that, which Steph ain't going to average no triple-double. He also ain't averaging 40. So that's the only way. Steph would have to average 40 and sneak them into the playoffs.
He ain't get us.
He couldn't even get one.
That triple double.
I don't even know. He might have one ever. But anyway,
we got a couple.
Barely.
We got a couple.
Only triple double in his superstars against these handicap teams. But Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Check the box scores. Watch the tape. Only time Joel Embiid upset me, I think it was about a week ago. He had 30 in the first half. And finished that game with a whopping 35. Why did you play the second half?
Probably not. Was they blowing them up? Probably not.
Not for real. Let me just pull it up for record real quick. I'm going to pull up Joel Embiid's stats.
So, Joel, you still rolling with Joel Embiid?
The numbers don't lie.
The
numbers don't lie.
You don't think LeBron, they might give it to LeBron this year.
We're going to look at
some of the most recent
games.
I think they'll give it to LeBron this year out of pity.
Some of the most recent games, right?
For the last few years,
he had 25, 17, and 6. Granted, that came against Sacramento. 33, 9, and 3. 37, 5, and 1. 34, 11, and 2. 37, 11, and 3. He been putting up.
Don't skip the zeros.
He didn't play that game.
Hey, MVPs don't need to be MVPs don't need to be missing no games.
Yeah, you better be out there.
You make that valuable in that case.
But yeah, this man is
he hoping.
He's averaging 29, 11, 3 assists, and I know it's some blocks in there, because Joel is a pretty good defensive player as well.
I think they're gonna give it to LeBron out of pity.
That's the one thing.
I think they're okay.
I think every year you want to say LeBron, but there's been so much at this point they just don't care. LeBron could.
But now I think it's been so long.
53, 10, and 12, and they'd be like,
let's give him his roses.
That's the only reason. And the fact that a lot of people finally last year were like, okay, for real, Giannis, come on, man.
Yeah.
So, for that reason, like you said, it has been almost 10 years since
he got
one.
But if Embiid keeps this up,
yeah,
you might have to give it.
This might be the first year in a while where I actually feel like LeBron has a chance to win. Because, for a while it's been he should win it, but they're not going to give it to him. It's been almost 10 years. But for sure, Embiid is...
At this age...
And I called that start the season. And so far, we almost at the halfway point.
I picked Dame.
And I ain't lied.
I picked Dame, and I was wrong so far. He can bring it back, though. If that team could get in the top 3 seed, if they start playing better, we'll see.
If, sir.
It's got it's 2/3 of the season left. That's a lot of basketball.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I give you an A on that grade because, That's a very valuable, or you didn't say the right answer, but it was a very
Who do I answer?
thought
LeBron?
out. Steph Curry.
Shut up. Joel's also averaging 1 block a game too, so you know he's doing his thing.
You gave a valiant answer, and I appreciate your well thought out, answer to that. Makes sense.
You're such an ass. I appreciate your well thought out answer.
Yeah.
It's the only right answer.
That's the only grade. Only time you get good grades is when you think through your answers, and it makes sense. The only time.
That's what we're going with. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we're going to move on and talk about the W. So, I don't know if I've ever seen this in any sport, but was it yesterday? It was 2 days ago, I think. 2 days ago, the first overall pick of this upcoming draft was traded twice in one day.
Two times?
Two times in one day. So, the first trade was the New York Liberty owned the pick, the first overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
And they traded to the defending champions. So it's like, damn, the defending champions get the number 1 pick. But Liberty, I think the Liberty kind of, I guess you can almost say the Liberty won that trade. They got the Natasha Howard, who's the defensive of the year 2 years ago, 2-time, or I think he said 2-time NBA. Well, she won the NBA championship last year with the Seattle Storm.
Uh-huh.
So now Seattle, all right, for a moment Seattle had the first overall pick.
Right.
And they didn't keep it for more than probably like 30 minutes before they traded it to Dallas.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of winners in this trade. They traded to Dallas, who now have the first overall pick. And who did they trade for? First overall, they got Katie Lou Samuelson and a second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
And Dallas got the first overall pick. So, pretty interesting, pretty cool to see the first overall pick moving around. But it kind of worries you, like that maybe the draft is probably not what you might want it to be.
Yeah, you could see it. First of all, moving on the number 1 draft pick, you very rarely expect.
Right.
But to see it move twice,
it's like, okay, maybe the draft just ain't
I
it.
just don't.
And I don't know. I know, like, the one college player that people are talking about now is from UConn, Paige Bruckner.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it might just be to the point where she's not coming out this year. Because I don't know. They're not required to stay more than, like, 1 year, I don't believe, in women's basketball. But I think this is her first year there. So, I guess they're assuming that she's not going to come out. Even though I feel like if she came out this year, she would probably be one of the best players in the WNBA still. Because she a bucket.
Yeah.
She a bucket.
I don't know. I always say, it depends. It's hard. Sometimes I feel like you should have stayed on.
Yeah. So you see it definitely more often in women's basketball. A lot of the top women's basketball players stay for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really see it often where they come out even after their third year.
Mm-hmm.
Including like Breanna Stewart. She stayed all 4 years. But also you got to look like going to the other teams that trade. The Liberty get Natasha Howard.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have Sabrina. And now they have a big woman, a big girl. I don't know. I don't want to say big man, even though the big man is cliche. It's just like now they got a big on the team. Let's just put it like that. It do sound weird to say big woman.
They got a big woman, a big girl. What the big girls at?
They got a big who could be a potential defensive player of the year.
Josh, you were chef's kiss. They got a big girl.
A big girl. It sounds weird to say big woman.
I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a lot of pieces in this trade, man.
So they got Sabrina and they got Natasha Howard. Yeah. I feel like that's a very solid team to build around. Mm-hmm. And then going to Dallas, they got the first overall pick. They didn't have to trade any of their best 2 players in Satu Sabali and Agumbawale. Can't think of her first name right now. So now they have potentially 3 pieces to build around if the first overall pick is, first overall pick worthy. Not like Anthony Bennett, first overall pick. So it's like 3 winners of the team.
Anthony Bennett do to you?
He's horrible.
He got drafted like 7 years ago. You didn't have no reason to bring him up.
He was a horrible first overall pick. Like, what?
That was like 7 years ago. Anthony
That's
Bennett.
the most recent first overall bust.
Damn.
Name somebody else more recent who's as bad first overall pick as him.
Michael Fultz.
No, he's still in the NBA at least.
Barely.
No, he's not. He's
injured.
He was having a good season this year, early, before he got hurt.
No, okay, so yeah,
he wasn't the best player in that draft, though. Cause they definitely tripped by not drafting Jason Tatum. That was stupid.
Or Mitchell. That's a draft I bet every team wishes they could redo. That's another story.
Right.
And
then even Seattle, it seemed like because they got 2 first round picks in next season's draft, and they got 2 players who neither one averaged more than 5 points. So it almost seems like they're trying. Oh my bad. Yeah. 2 second round picks. My bad. It almost seems like they're just trying to maybe save cap space. They didn't necessarily want to trade or pay Natasha Howard, or didn't have the money to pay her, which makes sense. And they also got 2 young players who have potential. Katie Lou Samuelson was a 4th overall pick.
And Lou played with
yeah, and they played together at UConn. So you got that. But I think there was a lot of winners in this transaction.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many pieces that moved around, and it's hard to say what team really won. Like, everybody got something decent out of it. So, Wiggins
was not a bad first overall pick.
He's
still in the NBA.
The only good games Wiggins has ever consistently had, the first 4 years of his career, every time he played Cleveland and every time he played OKC. For some reason, those 2 teams bought the 30-point monster.
Still in the NBA.
Every other game.
And he averages.
We might as well wear number 22.
He averages 15 points for the game. 15 points a game for the Warriors right now.
The Warriors don't have anybody else to do it.
Listen.
When your second best scoring option is Draymond Green, you have to score 15 points.
Him or Anthony Bennett?
Anthony Bennett.
Okay. Stop the cap. Don't do this. Let's not do this. Come on now. We still talk about Seattle Storm, so go ahead, continue your take.
Well, if I were the Seattle Storm, I'd definitely call Anthony Bennett before I called Andrew Wiggins.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
That's all I'm saying.
How? He's not in the NBA.
What is Andrew gonna do?
He's not in the NBA.
Andrew shouldn't be in the NBA. The only reason
he averages 15 points.
He's on the Warriors, who have nobody.
But it's still, he still averages 15
on
points.
A meaningful team, he wouldn't do anything.
That's cap. That's cap.
Also, where was this when you were the best player on the Wolves? You wasn't doing shit.
He wasn't the best player on the Wolves.
Pat and Jimmy had to force
and
you to play.
And he still averaged 20 points last year.
Andrew Wiggins, I hope you see this. I think you're garbage.
He still averaged 20 points.
I think you're garbage.
No, I'm sorry. He's averaging 18 points.
I think you're garbage.
Last year,
I think you're garbage.
He averaged 20. He's averaged 20 points a game for his entire career. What are you talking about?
My average of fucks not given about those games is probably about 30. Okay, so I got the higher average here, thus he's garbage.
Oh my God, you sound ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's how you sound right now. You sound stupid.
I think we're focusing on winners, so we're going to go back to the Seattle Storm because I'm not wasting my time talking about Andrew Wiggins.
Stupid. That's just...
Once Wiggins does something meaningful in life or his career,
he
told them kids he was going to donate, and he barely was scoring once he told them he was going to donate.
He was
getting locked up.
50% from the field, 37% from the three-point line. That's pretty good.
If he wasn't on the Warriors, you wouldn't be making this argument.
He averaged more points last year on a sucky team. What are you talking about?
Just for the live studio audience, they see how Josh tries to piss me off every week, and look at me. This week it's my turn.
I guess.
Just stirring that pot.
I guess I wouldn't be this upset if he wasn't
exactly.
on the Warriors.
If he wasn't on your team, you wouldn't care. You'd be like, yeah, he's mid.
I wouldn't say he's mid. He averaged 20 points. That's not mid in the NBA. There's never been mid in the NBA.
20 points
Name
is
a player
lot.
that's averaged 20 points that you like, hey, he's mid.
20 points is a lot.
Come on now, stop it. You love you some Blake Griffin. How much he averaged in the NBA his whole career?
It was over 20.
About 20 points.
No, it was over 20.
No.
Definitely over 20.
No.
Yes.
No. Guaranteed. Slightly over 20. That's 20
It's over
points.
20. It's over 20.
It's 21
I said
points.
I said it's
Insane.
over 20 though. I said it's over 20.
Last 2 seasons, he's averaged less than Andrew Wiggins.
Okay, the last 2 seasons he's a shell of himself. Move on. We're not talking
Exactly.
about.
You
started
love you some
this.
Blake Griffin, and they about the same player points wise.
Blake Griffin did meaningful contributions on his team. Going back to the Seattle
How many
Storm
rings
and
he got?
focusing on things that we
Yeah,
care
they
about.
both got an equal number of rings. Oh, okay. So he did. It was just as pointless, just as pointless and irrelevant as anything Andrew Wiggins did. He never made the playoff series.
That was great. Thank you for that moment, Josh.
Yeah, no problem.
He played with Cat and Jimmy and didn't do shit. Let's not say trash, but disappointed. Trash.
I mean, yeah,
With step.
he's a disappointing first overall pick.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
But you
We're
talking
not
about he
doing
trash and he mid. And
He sucks. In the story.
he's a solid player, and he's better than Anthony Bennett.
He might.
I would count for that if he was on Minnesota. I would still.
I would take Quinn Cook over Andrew Wiggins. I would take Dudley so he can sit on the bench and write a book all season. I'd take Dudley over
You
Wiggins.
tripping? This me defending him in this way does not have to do anything with him being on the Warriors.
Okay, yeah. So back to the WNBA. A lot of moving pieces in that trade. Honestly, we did try to get you guys the graphic. It just wasn't cooperating with us. But if you do go and look that up, you see that every team involved in these trades, there was just a lot going on.
There's a lot of moving. A lot of moving.
Also, not
Las Vegas Aces.
Las Vegas Aces. I saw yellow. I thought Seattle. The Las Vegas Aces added Raquel Williams, who at one point had the WNBA scoring record. I'm honestly sure that that's been broken by this point.
Yeah,
But
by
she
your
had
girl,
which one?
Liz.
You're right.
She got like 60 something a couple years ago.
They're gonna be teammates.
Yeah.
There's buckets on buckets.
Yeah.
Buckets.
She's older though.
Yeah, she's a vet.
But
She
it's
set that
it's
record
piece
7
to
years
add.
ago.
Like they already got a bunch of pieces.
Yeah.
So you
The
get
Aces
more.
trying to load up.
We couldn't. We missed the last 2 weeks. There was a lot of WNBA signings.
Mhm.
We don't want to.
Candace Parker is in
Go way
Chicago
back.
now.
This is all kind of old news.
Chicago loading up. The Aces loading up.
Yeah. It's gonna
Seattle
be
better
interesting.
watch out.
It's gonna
It
be a
might be
good
a real
season
fun
this year.
season. Yeah.
Yeah. But we will be overviewing all the teams
Mhm.
starting next week.
Yeah.
Starting
Next week it'll be a little quicker.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, we'll be able to go through all the teams. Only 12 teams, so it wouldn't take long to week wise. It would take 12 weeks.
Shut up.
That's simple math. But yeah, we gonna talk about all
Better
the
at math
teams.
than Andrew is at basketball.
I'll take that.
Moving forward,
I think that's a compliment.
that's really like we said. We got some individualized coverage coming up as far as team needs, additions, maybe things that they need to work on leading up to the season.
We're gonna
We'll
get
break
in.
it down a little more. Yeah, we'll delve. Excuse me, a little deeper into the W. But right now it's just a frenzy. A whole bunch of trades and signings going on.
Will what?
Hmm?
Will what?
Hmm?
What we gonna do?
So anyway,
He said 12.
anyway, you didn't hear that.
He said 12 with
I was
a
trying
D.
to burp, and it was a lot going on.
He said, well, 12. You mean 12 with it?
Moving on to the NBA.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell too deep into that.
Josh, every week. You say something crazy every week.
I gotta get you when you do. Exactly.
I got one for your 12.
Yep. Yeah. Hey,
Andrew
add that.
Wiggins.
Hey, put that on the t-shirt. Add that to the list.
Andrew Wiggins.
Anywho, we're gonna talk about some NBA basketball as usual. In the, it's getting better.
It's strong enough that I think it's fine.
Oh, okay.
This week's podcast is brought to you by Crown Royal Peach Tea. I wouldn't recommend it. It's almost as good as Andrew Wiggins is at basketball. Getting into the NBA, man. We gonna start it off with the national anthem issue.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I thought it was interesting. So, the NBA cleared that up real fast.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, none of that.
No, sir. You're not about to make these good white folks mad.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban, who is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, was like, yeah, no more anthem at the games. Haven't played it this year so far, and we don't plan on doing it at all. And I don't know what made it randomly break headlines.
I guess somebody,
somebody finally caught on to it. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
They don't do the national anthem. He was like, oh, yeah, and we won't. And won't.
Yeah, I seen he was talking on the not open court, but what's the ESPN show? Anyway, he was talking on one of the ESPN basketball show. Basketball show. And he was
Countdown?
No.
The one with Rachel in them?
That's not the countdown. Countdown is before.
No, you're right. That's what Chauncey know. Dang, Chauncey ain't even in them.
Nope.
Anyway, I'm just let you.
Anyway, he was just saying like
I'm a failure.
It was kind of still up in the air, and they hadn't been playing it, but they still hadn't like really decided what they wanted to do with the anthem. But they were just trying it out. So.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Adam Silver came in and said,
"Oh
yes, you will.
Will play.
Oh yes, you will."
The national anthem.
I don't know. For me, I get why it's not that big of a deal. Like, to play the anthem. I mean, just start the game. Like, all of our players are ready. We got all this extra stuff before the game. Like, let's just start the game and be done with it. But I also get how a lot of people will make it a deeper issue than it is. Or also, I mean, you kneel for a national anthem and it became a huge thing. So for you to not play it, that would probably be the end of the world. So he probably figured I'm going to shut down any of that chatter towards the Mavericks, and I'm going to set the precedent so it can't happen at any other NBA club in the league. There will be an anthem in the story. Before it gets too out of hand, before it's too much backlash, before it's too much negative publicity. Especially you already had to deal with the China stuff and losing money last year. You're not trying to lose money from these good white folks. So, we going to set that straight right here.
Them good old boys.
Them good boys. All the people that got a Ford F-150 in their Twitter header, and all of their pictures, they're wearing sunglasses and baseball hats.
Toyota Tundra Twitter.
Toyota Tundra Twitter. I'm never supporting it. I'll never watch an NBA game again. I let you kneel. I let you put Black Lives Matter on the jerseys, but this is too far.
Wait a minute, damn it.
You slow the hell down. You play my good anthem. The anthem that you don't even see the anthem on national TV, except for the All-Star game and the NBA Finals sometimes.
Yeah.
So it really shouldn't matter.
Somebody singing it for real.
It really shouldn't matter.
I think
also, do you do the national anthem when you clock into work every day?
Remember we used to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
And that was unnecessary as hell.
Very unnecessary.
So
I wish I knew then what I knew now when I've been standing up in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Nigga like me never did.
Right. That's facts.
I'm a young, distinguished gentleman like myself.
I always get mad at myself when I was in second grade. This dude who was Mexican wasn't standing up, and I felt offended, like I snitched on him. I was like, looking back, I'm like,
I should have been with you.
Josh, like
you thought you was one of them. You should have been sitting down right next to Pedro.
Right.
Y'all should have been sitting there together.
Jose.
You and Jose should have said, no way. Y'all should have been sitting right
I think about that, like, man, Josh, why are you so lame for that? You lame for that.
You're going to look Jose up on Facebook and be like, yo, bro, I'm sorry. I promise I ain't vote for Trump. I was a young boy. I ain't know then
I didn't
what
know
I know now.
Exactly. My bad, Jose. If you ever see this, which I know you won't, my bad, man. I ain't mean to snitch on you like that. He didn't have to stand up for the rest of the year, though. But anyway, yeah.
So that backfired on you.
No, I think I kind of realized, like, I guess if the teacher not gonna say nothing, I might just let it go.
Shut my ass up.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But kind of what Mal's saying, like, I think it's getting to the point where I think we're eventually gonna get to a point where they really discuss changing the national anthem, because the problem with it is that it doesn't represent America in the 21st century. It doesn't represent Americans in the 21st century. Like, we are Americans, but it doesn't represent. It's not a good representation. Well, what's going on with the live studio? But yeah, it just, I think it's getting to a point where they need to change it. So y'all be throwing me off my game.
You can't blame nobody but you. It's Josh. It be what you saying.
What I do? I don't know. I don't even know what it's funny, bro.
Make your point. Go ahead, King. Speak on it.
My point is, I don't even know my point no more.
It's about the synopsis of the show every week. My point is, I don't even know my point no more.
My point is that I think it would get to a point where we need to change the national anthem.
Sorry, go ahead.
We're gonna change it to, I don't know, lift every voice and sing. Now, somebody need to make a new national anthem. But I think it was kind of interesting. It's an interesting story. It was kind of random though.
It was.
I feel like it was random.
It was very just. That's why I said, what? It's a slow news day.
Yeah. It was like,
somebody that be at all the Dallas games was like,
wait a minute.
Hold on.
We're missing something here.
Oh, man.
I don't recall standing up.
Give me that anthem. I said, get me that anthem. Yeah, it's a slow news week, clearly.
And also, like what Mount said, if you play that second verse, then you're going to be like, damn. What they talking about?
They don't want to hear that part. They don't want to acknowledge that.
It don't represent us. That's the problem with it.
You know?
And 90% of the NBA is us. So they don't really represent 90% of the league. So they need to play something else. They need to play their Black National Anthem. Do you know the Black National Anthem?
I think you should just play the game. I don't think the players really care. Just let's play the game. I mean, a lot of the little extra stuff they do. Myers Leonard cares. That's the only person that cares. That's the first man you probably
some people got military ties.
Myers Leonard, the first.
Some people got military ties.
I'm finna sit on the bench the rest of this game.
Jonathan Isaac, too.
He's never even on the court.
Yeah, he was. He played good. He's a good player.
When? Like 3 years ago?
Last year.
Dude's always injured.
I don't know about injury, but I know he can average like 15, 20 points.
No, okay, Wiggins. Another trash ass player. Moving on from the national anthem, what do we want to get into next? All-Star game. Let me just ask you this. This is my question of the day to you, Josh.
America beautiful.
Is the All-Star game needed this year? And why or why not?
From sea to shining sea. Hey, I do mess with America the Beautiful though. America the Beautiful is good. Good song. What is it? From Purple Mountains. I remember singing that in class. Purple. I remember, and they had like the art of the Purple Mountains and the two shining seas. I remember that. Hey, America Beautiful is a good song. I like that one. As far as what I know. What was the question again? Was bad.
Is the All-Star game needed this year?
No, they don't need to do it. I don't think they need to do the All-Star game. I don't think they need to do the All-Star game this year.
It's just above the fruited plains.
Yeah, and they had the fruited plains in the picture.
I'm talking about the All-Star game, man. You finna get an F.
I think it kind of goes against like what they've been preaching all season, as far as like, you know, protocols, COVID-19. What?
What's the title of this video?
I told you I ain't updated Restreamio. I gotta change it later.
Okay, go ahead.
Am I? Did I miss something?
No.
That's what you're talking about?
Do your thing.
Yeah, I think it just goes against all the protocols. You gotta have all these people separated, and then all of a sudden you wanna. I need you to reel it in.
I'm sorry, I'm not locked in. I'm not locked in.
Lock in.
My chest hurt.
I think they should just wait until next season. Unless they're gonna do like Chuck said and give out the vaccines to all the NBA players.
Yeah.
It just seems like it don't really. It seems like this season it seems unnecessary. Like I think what Giannis is saying is they don't really want to go to Atlanta for the All-Star game. They want to go home and see their family. Like a lot of players can't go home.
He said we got to follow the big dog.
Yeah.
Big dog Brian said no.
Yeah, gotta listen to their leader.
I'm gonna give you an F. Because I feel like the All-Star game is absolutely imperative. It's extremely necessary. Imperative, yeah. I mean, you ain't heard that one before, huh?
Yeah, but let's not dwell into it too much.
I'll give you that. Mother. Look, okay. I agree, though. I'm just messing with you.
Taylor said not to play it at all. Which is true. They didn't make a big deal until after 9/11. Which is a fact. So maybe they need to come up with a new song after what happened on January 6th with the insurrection. Come up with a new song to talk about not storming the Capitol no more.
She still be alive right now. Gas him up. Ma'am, get out that window. Moving on. Moving on. We are not going to talk about.
So why do you think they need the All-Star?
The liberal pack. No, I'm totally kidding. They just shouldn't play this year. And that was one of the things walking into this season when they were talking about, okay, shorter season, no All-Star game. Some of y'all only been gone for 70 days.
Right, and then all of a sudden you just want to implement the All-Star game.
Ooh, All-Star. And I know y'all lost some money for different things last year.
Too bad.
But also, right, too bad. You're still a billion-dollar corporation. And it's not really fair to hold it over your athletes' heads. None of us really want to be here. But if we decide to just not go, we're going to get fined and stuff like that. And while we do have more money than really necessary to live a life, ain't nobody trying to take them fines. So, of course, they still going to play.
They should show some solidarity and
also
protest All-Star game. Everybody go home and see their family.
Also, like you said, like with all these COVID protocols, which is still hard to manage in sports, we want everybody to be in this one big area for this week. And it's going to be totally fine. There's not going to be any type of contamination or anything.
Right.
And then everybody go right back to playing basketball again next
And
week.
then it's not like they had a successful season like they did it in the bubble with no COVID
You've had
cases.
several
They've
players
had a
miss
lot
weeks.
of postponements. They've had a lot
Jimmy
of players
Butler was
with
gone for
COVID.
Hellas. He lost like 12 pounds.
Yeah.
Seth Curry sat out plenty of games between COVID-related stuff.
So it seems like they haven't been doing a good job. They've been talking about making the protocol stricter, more strict. And then like damn that, let's do the All-Star game, a money grab kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
and then they talking about trying to maybe do a dunk contest.
That's what I was just trying to
halftime.
ask. So what do you think about that? A dunk contest at halftime?
Y'all went from no All-Star weekend to okay, maybe just the game, to okay, maybe a dunk contest too. Okay, never mind. We'll do the dunk contest in between the games.
Oh, so they're not doing All-Star. I didn't.
Not like the normal All-Star weekend.
They're not doing the All-Star weekend. They were just trying to do the game.
The game.
Who cares? Nobody really watched the game anyway, other than last year's All-Star game.
Yeah,
They would just be missing one All-Star game. Like they could just skip one All-Star game. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
It doesn't feel necessary. It might, I don't know. And then I'm curious to how much effort will be put forward. Like, if y'all don't even really want to be here, how good is this game really going to be? Y'all always want to talk about, we want the All-Star game to be competitive. Well, this is going to be super playground basketball because I don't think they care. They don't want to be there. So I guarantee you they're not really going to play.
They might boycott it. They might not show up.
I guarantee you they're not going to play as good as...
And that's a good point. Darius said it only mattered last year because of Kobe and Gigi.
Because of Kobe and Gigi and the fact that they put in all of those rules to make it a competitive game because people kept complaining about y'all just out there hooping.
And people like the rules.
Yeah.
But with Kobe passing away, it had a lot more eyes
right,
on it.
24 and the 2 on the jerseys and stuff,
jersey.
you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to exert as much effort as they did last year to try to make it that competitive of a game if they do, in fact, play. I think they're just going to play. Like, all right, well, y'all wanted us here, so we'll play, but we genuinely just finna have fun with it. We not finna play this game like it really.
They're gonna look stupid though if they had an All-Star game and then all the stars come back with COVID because one person had it, or one staff mate had it, or something like that. But anyway, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. We'll see you on the other side. As always, this podcast is brought to you by Taylor Gents. If you need a suit, custom tailor, all the good stuff, shoes, jeans. He even do lifestyle clothing. So that's what you need to go to. Give him a call. He does appointments only, so get you fit. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get him one, but he be,
I'm poor.
That too. But you're not supposed to talk about that.
If I get a discount for all these commercials,
he'll work. He'll work with you, man. He gonna get you what you need. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss.
We got this cotton. Yeah, he gonna get you a normal little cotton suit. Listen, man. But while we were talking about the All-Star game, since it will happen and the voting is going on, which. Another problem with All-Star voting, this fan voting stuff is getting ridiculous. Why is Klay Thompson getting so many votes to have not touched a court since the 2019 NBA Finals?
They're gonna hire him as an announcer. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna bring him to the All-Star game in some way, shape, or form.
It wouldn't surprise me. But we have to stop doing that. We have to stop getting Alex Caruso hella votes and Klay Thompson, people that don't play or people that aren't stars. The trolling from the fans is getting annoying. I don't see an
issue with it. The fans vote who they want to see. They want to see.
I want to see the man that don't have no knees currently go out there and play and hasn't played in almost a year. I want to see him in All-Star.
First off, he doesn't have a heel.
He don't have a heel or a knee.
He got a knee. His knee recovered completely. He
has one leg.
Achilles.
He has one leg.
He's not going to play, obviously.
Exactly. So why is he getting voted?
Because people want to see him. So he's going to be there.
Once again, if he didn't play for the Warriors, you would not be arguing for this. Because you know it's ridiculous.
I am being
facetious.
A little facetious with this.
Anyway.
But yeah, I don't really have an issue too much. I think they do a better job in the fan voting sometimes than they do with the
actual player votes.
The coach votings are the reserves. I feel like they get that right more times. Last year, the fan voting did good, but it was because players like Steph Curry went in the mix. Even though Steph Curry probably would have still been All-Star. But now it's good to see this year that they got Brad Beal. He's first in East guards. So
he had a lot of votes last year from the fans, though.
Yeah, and then he still didn't make it.
Yeah, so
it's they do better sometimes in the fan voting than they do the coach voting.
No.
So it looks like Brad Beal's going to be a starter this year, which is well-deserved. So,
I hope so.
Starting five. Are we supposed to be naming the starting fives?
I want to hear your starting fives. Whatever one you want to start with, East or West.
West.
Let me help you out real quick.
Let's see. All-Star Game 2021.
I can pull up your...
It's going to take a minute.
Well, we do know, of course... As always, Kevin Durant and LeBron are leading. Kevin Durant actually, last time I checked, had more votes than LeBron. But they're leading as far as the just top two vote getters. Can we get the ballot? There we go.
I don't really want to see the ballot. It's going to show everybody. Okay.
Let's get rid of this.
I can just build it.
Yeah, you can build your own. Let me see you.
So this is obvious. Steph. Got Steph at point guard. Or Steph is one of the guards. And then gotta go with Dame. Dame is the other guard in the West. Okay? So got Steph and Dame. Wait, how do you go back?
Because you got to get your...
It's three. It's two guards.
And then three front
court. So I obviously got to do LeBron. Can't say no to him. Got to do Jokic.
Uh-huh.
And then that last one, it's a tough one.
Oh, Andrew Wiggins is available.
Come on now. Stop the cap. Stop the presses.
He averages 20 points a game, Josh.
No, he's not an all-star. Asshole. And Kawhi. Jokic, LeBron, and Kawhi
in the front
court. So I got Steph, Dame, Jokic, Bron, and Kawhi.
What about your...
East Coast. Let's see. Front court. Got to go with Durant, Embiid, and Giannis. This one's pretty easy. Ooh. Jason Tatum. That's tough, bro. That's tough, my boy. Jason Tatum, you can't... You're not better than these three.
He also missed a couple games, too.
Well, no, KD's missed a lot of games. But no, he's not. He's not jumping over there. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jason Tatum. And then, so I got Giannis in the East. I got front court Giannis, Embiid, and KD. And then guards, got to go with my boy Brad Beal. Zach LaVine. Dang. Zach LaVine averaging 30 points, 5 and 5?
Yes.
That's an all-star, bro. You got to go with Zach.
I'm impressed.
You got to go with Zach. I got Zach, Brad Beal in the East. Wait, man, the West is way better than the East. Jesus.
Jaylen Brown ain't the all-star this year?
He's not a starter.
I was finna say, have you been seeing what Jaylen Brown is out here doing?
He's not a starter.
And no love for Sabonis?
Come on now. Sabonis, average. He didn't deserve to make the playoffs last year. I ain't going to give him.
He didn't deserve it last year?
No.
Did you not see what he... Sabonis is underrated as hell. Okay.
He averaged 18 points last year. And 12
He's a walking double-double.
He is walking double-double. He didn't really... He got it because their team was good.
He's the best player on it.
He deserved it over Brad Beal.
Brad Beal's on a shit team.
No. Yeah, no. This is not a team award. This is an individual award.
I'm just saying.
No.
Okay.
So I got Brad Beal and LaVine in the East as guards, KD, Embiid, and Antetokounmpo as a front court in the East.
So there's
my starting
There's
five.
3 things we agree on both sides. Your front courts are my front courts.
Okay.
Embiid's the MVP, so of course I got him making it.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis and KD is hard to argue, as well as
KD's still probably the second best player in the world.
LeBron, Jokic, and Kawhi is hard to argue against.
Yeah.
Get rid of Steph, get rid of Dame. Let's reevaluate here.
Okay.
I am actually at this point in time.
You better not say Donovan Mitchell.
Do you see what he's doing in the NBA right now?
Bro, you looking at the team. It's not a team.
No, I'm looking at what he's doing in these games.
Go ahead. I ain't going through.
I'm just saying, from a popularity standpoint, I totally understand why Curry and Lillard are on a lot of people's lists. But from a productivity and what they're doing without as much superstar coverage,
we can look at the stats and say who's having a better season. Just look at it.
Stats ain't everything.
Okay.
It's the game, man.
All right.
You can have one 50-point game and have 12 points the rest of the year or the rest of the month, and you gonna average 40-something points. So averages ain't everything. I'll give you Steph. I'll give you Steph.
He averaging 30, 6 and 6.
I'll give you Steph.
6 and 5.
But honestly, I would like to see Mitchell or Booker get that other backcourt spot, or even DeRozan. Honestly, the 3 of them have been playing phenomenal this year for their respective teams. But of course, popularity factors in, and then averages off the bat. So I'm sure Lillard will get it. But I would like to see Booker, DeRozan, or Mitchell get that second
I'll give you
spot in the backcourt.
Any of those guys, not DeRozan, over Damian Lillard. That's fair.
Or even Chris Paul. I mean, he's been having a sneaky good season. His scoring is slightly lower, but clearly him and Booker are making the Suns a lot better than any of us really
No
thought they
love
would
for
be.
Luka?
They're down bad right now. They just
They do suck.
they really suck right now. So it's hard for me to say. As far as the the backcourt in the East, while I would say Levine, I also really do like Jaylen Brown and what he's been doing this year.
That's fair.
So I stick with Brad
You can
Beal.
swap those two.
But yeah, I would probably give Jaylen Brown the nod over.
Brad
Zach
Beal's
LaVine.
averaging 33 points. Like, he's got to be a starter.
You'd think so, but
He's got to be. I don't care how bad his team is. If you averaging 33, he's a starter in all.
of course, it only comes hard in the East because you got Kyrie and James Harden out there.
No.
So of course people,
not,
but you know what I'm saying is
the team's not that great, and they're not having that good of a season right now. The team
Harden,
up to this point, the team isn't doing that well.
But what you just say is not a team award, didn't you?
Huh?
Did you just say it's not a team award?
Yeah, but as well as that, they're not performing that well. They're only averaging. Harden's averaging 23. And
Also
Kyrie's
leading the league in assists.
Kyrie's averaging 28. And he's
24, 11, and 7 for Harden.
Yeah.
28,
So
6, and 5 for Kyrie.
They have the numbers.
And the three
They'll
the
be on
Brooklyn Nets big
reserves.
three are the 3 top scorers in the fourth quarter in the league.
Yes, because
And James is leading the league in scoring.
It's easy.
in assists.
It's easy to score a lot of points when you're giving up a lot of points.
Shut up. Anyway, so I think we're
That's
pretty
why
much on
I
the
know.
same page. As
That's
far
why
as
I don't be
All-Star.
understanding like teams giving up are scoring 140 points but give up 133. It's like, okay, you won the game,
But so anyway, that's really all I got as far as I just kind of wanted to know what your lineup would be in comparison to mine. It seems like for the most part we are on the same page. Really, that brings us down to the Petty Betty.
Petty Betty.
We kind of talked about the MVP as far as the question of the day.
Oh yeah.
Honorable mentions.
I'm going with my
Obviously,
boy.
LeBron is in there every year. Of course, you're gonna say Steph. There's some bias there, but that's fine.
There is bias there, so I'm gonna pick an unbiased. Just looking at everybody, I'm gonna have to go with right now. If not LeBron, no. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with you. Right now.
Okay.
MVP of the league right now is definitely Joel Embiid. They had the best team. So this is more of a team as well as individual player award.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So yeah, they have the best team in the league, and he's the best player by far on the team, and he's one of the best players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and right now Embiid is the MVP, but I think Dame, if the team can turn it around, even though they just don't play no defense, it's really ridiculous. I think they need to either make a trade. I'm still kind of caping for the Blazers. I want to see them do well, but it's just like they don't play no defense, and you're not going anywhere if you don't play defense
at all.
So yeah, I my pick was Dame, and he's having a great season, but last season up to this point, like third into the season, he wasn't having a good season. And then he turned on in the last 2/3. Now he's having a good season. If he turns it on now, then his numbers are gonna be outrageous. So
we'll see. But getting into the Petty Betty, I want to go over my honorable mentions. I was gonna say Dame. You know they played not Dame, Devin Booker. They played the Bucks last night, and they ended up winning by 1 point.
I fell asleep.
And they said, what were your thoughts?
I fell asleep in like the last minute of the game. Yeah, I missed.
You missed the best part.
I missed the best part. I know. Darius explained it to me. I was like, I missed all that.
They asked him how'd you feel, coming down in the crunch. Giannis having the ball. He said, I felt like we were in good shape.
I mean, that was the
and
right
it's
answer.
It's funny because he wasn't like trying to be funny, but it's just
that's the right answer to the question. It's not even. And it's petty, but
he had been killing him all night. He had like 45 and 17 or something. Like he was going crazy.
He was hooping, but I mean, when he got
they
the ball,
kept him from getting to the cup, so you straight. Also, what's something else? What was I talking about earlier? Oh, Draymond. They posted that highlight of who was it? PJ Dozier?
Yeah. Somebody. I didn't see the highlight, but he was.
I forgot who it was.
It was saying like I didn't recognize the name. Honestly, it was like
no, it wasn't Dozier.
Something like that.
It was but anyway, I think it was a rookie for the Cavs when he got a pretty big dunk on Jokic.
Yeah.
Draymond commented on the highlight. Y'all down 30, fam. Hey, can we just let this man have his highlight? It kind of reminded me of Kevin Porter. He dunked on somebody last year, and it was a pretty big dunk, but they were losing big time.
Yeah,
so it's just like.
I think didn't they point at the scoreboard or something like that, and they were talking about
yeah. But anyway,
so dang, are you the dunk? Somebody call them the dunk police or the poster? Are you the poster police? I can't dunk on somebody and be excited. Dunk on somebody.
The dunk dictator.
The dunk dictator.
We gonna get back to the real Petty Betty though.
The true Petty Betty of the week.
Who honestly could be in the running every single week, and it's almost sad at this point. Don't frown up your face. It's true. Daria, our lovely producer, is the Petty Betty this week.
Petty Betty of the week.
Go ahead and roll the tape. Let's see the graphic. If you're a fan of animated movies, you probably like Finding Nemo. Now, Daria decided, whilst watching the Bucks game
last night,
you know who looks like a character or a thing from Finding Nemo?
Is it up?
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton.
Looks like something out of Finding Nemo. Now, she originally said the fish that has a little dangly light thing in front of his face.
Yeah.
And you decided to go with the bucktooth childfish.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting on it to pop up for us just so I can laugh again.
And what's petty about it is that we didn't name a character like a main character out there.
It's a little side character. I don't even remember this fish.
We named the side character of the one of the earlier characters of the movie, and y'all can't lie, he kind of do look like a little. It's the little kid fish, like the school when Little Nemo was going into school. It was one of the kid fish in the class with him. So
it's just the teeth. Them teeth is crazy. Yeah, the delay on here is crazy. But yeah, so by now you've seen it. It'll catch up on our end eventually. But yeah, man. First of all, that just fell into.
You can't act like he don't look like him.
He does.
That's exactly.
And y'all just brought that to my attention like 15 minutes before we was ready to roll. Oh, you know what? Let's throw this graphic in here because this is actually funny. So shout out to the Petty Betty of the century. God, dude.
It's the facial structure and everything, and then it's the teeth that just do it for
Chris Middleton is honestly just an ugly dude.
And that's what we was talking about. He was like, man, it's just ugly.
He's an ugly dude.
He an ugly dude. And then she was like, who he look like? And that's what I came up
Every
with.
Time I see Chris Middleton, I go, who he look like? So
yeah, he one of them people. It's the teeth, though, for real.
It's also the green fish in the background for me. They look all angry. Yeah, so anyway, that was the Petty Betty this week. Shout out to Daria. You can always count on her to probably be Petty Betty any given week if we don't have anything else going.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, greatest producer and the pettiest in the world.
Yeah.
Moving on to speaking of shouting, man, what you got for me this week?
Speaking or shouting, I had one all week and I didn't forgot. I hate to see it. So today, are you speaking or shouting?
You're gonna throw it on me.
Yeah.
I think I'ma just speak.
What you speaking about?
I
remember what I was gonna speak about.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be speaking about Draymond Green. Draymond, what the hell were you doing? I know it was a couple nights ago. I get what you was trying to do,
but
God. The thing that pissed off me, I was listening to that game while I was at work. The thing that pissed me off about it was that a couple of possessions before, we could have been in the lead of the game. We was down by what? 3? We was down by 3. Could have been in the lead of the game. He missed 2 free throws. Like, 2 free throws. And my thing about it is, okay, you missed 2 free throws not even 10 minutes ago. Why the hell you want to try to shoot free throws to win the game at the end of the game?
Just ask you real quick.
Are
you speaking or are you shouting?
I'm shouting.
Okay, I just want a clarification.
I'm shouting.
Because you y'all said speaking and you got real angry.
Because that didn't make any sense. You missed 2 free throws and now you think you're gonna make three free throws to tie the game. Or was it to win? No, it's to tie the game. That pissed me off. It didn't make any sense. It was 8 seconds on the clock. Like, okay, you think they're gonna foul?
Yeah, he also had so much. I just don't understand why you thought they would have fouled that quick.
No, they were going. He was going to foul. He was going to foul.
I'm not gonna foul Draymond Green on the 3-point shot.
No, he was going.
Probably not even gonna make.
He thought they were going to foul him to send him to the free throw line because it was up by 3. If you send him to the free throw line, they only get 2 points.
Well, yeah,
because Greg Popovich does. That's his strategy.
If it's Draymond, I'm gonna just see what happens. And
for real,
they made the mistake of thinking that Pop would still follow his strategy, but it's Draymond. I'm willing to take the
I think he was right in thinking that they were going to. I think it looked like
based on pattern. I understand.
Derek White. It looked like he was going up to foul him. It's just like
also as soon as Derek White walked up to him, he did this.
Yeah,
I'm not giving it to you. I'm not doing it. And you try to hoist up this miracle ass 3-pointer. You can't shoot from 40 feet out.
But overall, I just wanted to speak. I wanted to speak on the Warriors. We have to play better. I'm just keep it short since I kind of ran on right there. Gotta play better. We just have stupid moments, like stupid time periods of the game, like a stupid 4 minutes during regulation, and it just kind of we shoot ourselves in the foot. Have a lot of turnovers. You're a young team, so it's understandable, but it's frustrating.
That's fair.
I think we could be better. I think we're going to be a playoff team for sure, though. Kelly Oubre's playing better.
You got Andrew Wiggins.
We got Andrew Wiggins. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be speaking about. Come on, Dub Nation. We're going to get it together. We're going to make the playoffs, and we're going to shock the world.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, back down to reality. I'm just going to speak this week. Here's what I'm going to speak on. You know, earlier you were willing to admit that you might have been very wrong about Damian Lillard. I want to admit that I was very wrong about the Washington Wizards. Now,
I told you that.
But here's the thing that I didn't account for just how bad the rest of that team is. I mean,
it's always a problem. You can't name more than 4 players on the team, Romero.
I can't name more than 4 players on the Warriors. That's a lie. I actually can.
You definitely can. You can name the starting 5.
Listen, anyway,
you can easily name the starting 5.
Anyway, the Wizards are dog water, absolute garbage, and I did not take into consideration just how bad it was. And then, man, like, nothing has changed since last year, essentially, with this team. And then they started the season, and Russ was clearly still trying to tough out this quad thing before he finally said, you know what, y'all suck anyway. Let me just go sit down.
Has he been sitting out?
He sat out for a while.
He's back?
He's back.
Okay.
He came back and had that 41,
they beat the
9,
Nets.
and 11 or something like that against the Nets.
Okay.
And I was like, yes, thank you. Because I've been tired of watching these people lose when I do watch. And then right back to the same. He doesn't play back-to-backs to monitor that quad. And the rest of that team outside of Bradley Beal sucks. Apparently, what's his name? Bertans. Apparently, he is the worst defender. Yeah, trash can emojis all around. Rui is still just too young to really make any type of difference. They lost Thomas Bryant.
The young big man always.
They're horrible.
Also, he went to Gonzaga, so.
Yeah, so I'm willing to admit that I was wrong. We're just getting it out of the way earlier in the season, calling out some of our wrongs. I had them at the very bottom. I said I'd like to see them sneak in at 8. Yeah. But I wasn't wrong about the Hornets. The Hornets are playing better than you probably thought they would. And I said they were going to be good.
Hornets are playing
so it's some give and take.
We definitely, looking at the standings now, our predictions, it's going to be rough.
It's a little rough, yeah. It's a little rough.
Because Raptors turned it around.
I was very much on their head saying they were down bad. Yeah. Speaking of which, let's just check the score real quick. Are the Raptors smoking that Celtics pack, or is it the other way around? It's the best pack in the league. Let's just pull it up on my phone. Josh's laptop is a dinosaur.
Put some respect on it.
Let's see here. It looks like the Celtics won by 14. So yeah, anyway, just getting out some of our wrongs in the start now that we're at about the midway point of the season. And I can't wait till we get to the end of the season to see where we really went wrong.
We're not at the midway point yet. We got a couple weeks left.
Barely.
It's like a third way in the season. They got
All-Star games in March.
Warriors are like 13-12. What's that?
Yeah.
25.
26.
That's 25 games.
Yeah.
You good?
You're the one that's good at math.
Yeah. You're the actual journalist.
Andrew Wiggins.
We got 25 games. It's 72 games in the season. That's not halfway, brother. We got about 32. Half of 32 is what? 36? I'm sorry, half of 72.
So anyway, we appreciate y'all coming through this week,
so we
man.
got about 10 more games, 10, 11 more games.
We gonna holler at y'all next week. We should be back closer to our normal slated time about 8:15. So we'll see you then. Appreciate y'all for coming through. We appreciate the activity.
Yeah.
Catch y'all next week, man.
Shout out, Mount.